until making it down here. Finally, I was able to have a clear entrance through here. Although it is dark and freezing and creepy, just come. I just heard a scream. Damn it, man. Holy shit. Silhouette of a person walking. That looks... I'm not seeing anything, but it's behind the tree line area. What is up, guys? Thank you for watching Franco TV. So I've made it back into the pet cemetery, deep into the forest. I kind of just made it here and started recording. I didn't have any interactions until making it down here. Finally, I was able to have a clear entrance through here.
The explorer, Franco, came to this remote location known as the Pet Cemetery, but its history was far more disturbing. Rumors suggested it was once a burial ground for infants, long before animals were laid to rest here. His goal was to document the unexplained. He was about to get far more than he bargained for.
They were saying that long before this became a pet cemetery, that they used to bury pretty much babies here, but this was years ago.
The first signs were subtle. A blinking light on a distant mountain where no one should be. His equipment picked up strange frequencies.
With the night vision, look up there. You see that blinking light? Fuck. So there's a chance I might not be alone after all.
Then the sounds began. Metal clanking, and finally a scream that tore through the silence of the night.
I just heard a scream. Damn it, man.
But the most chilling evidence was yet to come. Switching to thermal imaging, he scanned the deep forest, and that's when he saw it. Something that didn't look like an animal at all. Something standing upright, deep in the trees, appearing to wave back at him. It looks like something waving at me. From inside the forest.
Whatever the hell I saw, that did not look like a mountain lion. That looked like someone just standing up.
The threats were not just spectral. As he climbed the mountain, a very real, very mortal danger revealed itself. A sudden scream, the flash of eyes in the darkness. I just completely ran down off the mountain. I had one of the most dangerous encounters here at the cemetery. And it wasn't even a ghost or anything, it was a puma. He was no longer just an investigator. He was prey. Yeah, I just ran. And I don't think that's the correct thing you're supposed to do is run, but these eyes and a huge puma just run right past me. It's like it looked like a dog. I'm probably not going to go back up that mountain again. It's right there, but I'm probably being watched right now. Shaken but determined to continue, he returned to the cemetery, and that's when it happened. An object moved with no explanation right in front of his camera.
Holy shit! There's a tire moving by itself.
The final, undeniable proof that he was not alone.
Turn on my flashlight for a second. This thing literally just started moving right by itself. Right in front of the camera. And there's nothing up there, look.
The investigation was over. Franco left the cemetery, forever marked by the night's events. He had captured evidence of the unexplained, but also learned a hard lesson about the tangible dangers that lurk in the dark. Some places hold secrets for a reason. Some mysteries are better left unsolved. I might not come here alone because I think it's extremely dangerous. Mountain lions. But that being said, shout out to Patreon as always. I'll see you guys in the next game night, and I will see you guys on the next adventure. Bye, guys. The footage you witnessed in this investigation was originally captured by the explorer Franco TV, who documented his harrowing experience firsthand. You can check out his channel to see his full experience. If this deep dive helped you see the story behind the footage, do one thing for me: like, subscribe, and tell me the hidden word you found in the comments. It helps us keep making these videos. Okay, back to the video.
We were back at the Skinwalker Forest.
Dan from Cursed Urban was no stranger to this location. He called it the Skinwalker Forest, a place infamous for reports of dogmen, disembodied voices, and violent encounters. His goal for the night was simple: relax, document anything strange, and survive until morning. He had no idea how focused the forest's attention would become.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Cursed Urban. Tonight we got a little bit of a chill camping time. We're going to be hanging out by the campfire, doing a little investigating, and staying the night here in the Skinwalker Forest.
The reports from this area are relentless and consistent, painting a picture of a deeply haunted place. Dan recounts some of the most common and disturbing claims.
It is a forest kind of by central Illinois, and there has been reportings, often frequent reportings of skinwalkers, of dogmen, of paranormal activity. The reports never stop.
As night began to fall, the forest didn't wait long to make its presence known. The first anomaly wasn't a whisper or a shadow, it was a sound, something guttural and close.
What was that? Okay. I don't know what that was. I hope you guys heard that. It was a very low growl, maybe? Some type of like animal noise. I think it was loud. And it was loud enough for the cameras to have picked it up for sure. But it came like right from that way. And I know the last time I was out here, I was hearing the same thing coming from that way.
To try and understand the source of the noise, Dan turned to a common tool of the modern ghost hunter, a spirit box application. These devices scan radio frequencies or phonetic banks to theory allow spirits to form words. The messages he received started as curious, but quickly turned hostile.
There's a woman watching.
That was quick. There's a woman watching.
It's scary here.
It's scary here. Why is it scary here? Come here. Come on. Ugh. Trying to move.
Get out.
Get out. Satan.
The final chilling response from the device was a turning point. The atmosphere around the campsite shifted, and the psychological weight of being alone in this active location began to set in.
But after that response, I don't know. Like it feels like darker energy. Again, I don't know if that's just because I didn't kind of paranoid now, or what the case may be, but
attempting to put the strange events behind him, Dan settled in for the night. He wouldn't sleep for long. Just an hour and a half later, a distinct sound from just outside the thin nylon walls of his tent jolted him awake. And when he went to check his external camera for an explanation, he made a second baffling discovery.
I just woke up from something. I don't know what it was, but I definitely heard something. Here's the thing, I don't even think I was asleep. It's been, where my phone's at? It hasn't been that long. I think I was just, either I was lightly sleeping, or I just started dozing off right now. I just heard something outside of the tent. Fire's still going. Yeah, so I could not have been asleep that long. The fire's still going nicely. Yeah, there's no way I was asleep very long at all. Wait. Hour and a half? Okay. I mean, fire definitely has gotten smaller from where I had left it. But I distinctly heard footsteps around here. Yo, why is this not recording? The next second battery's dead. The second battery in this is dead. My second camera. Dude, that's weird. Something is just taking all the energy from my cameras tonight. Or that one. Excuse me, in particular. No, I definitely woke up.
The next day, Dan analyzed the footage. The footsteps were clear on the audio, yet nothing was visible on camera.
I already had a look at that footage that I got last night. I didn't see much, but that noise that woke me up was definitely footsteps.
More perplexing was the battery drain. A fully charged battery, which should have lasted for hours, was inexplicably depleted at the exact moment the footsteps were heard. Paranormal researchers often report this phenomenon known as energy vampirism, where a presence allegedly draws power from electronic devices to manifest.
Which the battery should have lasted at least, no, it should have lasted, because I had that set, I have this one set on low bitrate 1080 with the screen closed. So it really does not use much battery at all. Usually I'll let it run for like 2-3 hours sometimes on a good night.
No animals were seen, no human intruder was found. The two events, the footsteps and the power drain, remain linked only by their timing and their lack of a conventional explanation. It seems the Skinwalker Forest lived up to its reputation, leaving behind not answers, but a chilling recording and a question that lingers in the dark. What was outside the tent?
Yeah, that's weird. Let me know your thoughts. What caused it? Was it something paranormal? Could it be something that maybe I didn't see? Could it maybe be behind the tent or something outside the camera's view? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts and your hypothesis.
The original footage of this unsettling night was captured by Dan from Cursed Urban. You can check out his channel for his full experience. I need a favor from you. I'm currently at 10 subs. Help me reach 1,000 by subscribing, and don't forget to drop the hidden word in the comments when you spot it. Now, back to the video. Our next story begins with Ken and Jody, a retired couple from Joplin, Missouri. Following a tragic personal loss, they sought a change and decided to rent out their home and buy an RV. They chose a 19-foot Class C model, which they could drive, rather than tow, for simplicity and ease of travel. They quickly took to the RV lifestyle, traveling through the Midwest and working their way west, eventually reaching California and Yosemite National Park. They found they loved the national park system and would often stay for days or even weeks in a single location.
Okay, so back in 2011, there was a retired couple named Ken and Judy from Joplin, Missouri. And they had a tragic event in their life. Their son was killed in an accident. And they didn't want to disclose that and the details of that. But what nice young couple. And to buy an RV. So they bought themselves about a 19-foot Class C RV to start out with, and they like the idea of the Class C. And what a Class C is.
Their story began with a profound loss. After the death of their son, Ken and Jody from Missouri sold their home, bought a small RV, and set out to find peace in nature. They discovered a freedom they never knew existed, eventually finding themselves dispersed camping in a beautiful meadow in the Sierra National Forest just outside Yosemite.
And they got to Yosemite and they said, boy, we're just really enjoying this here. And whenever they found a place they liked, they would stay 4 days, a week, sometimes even longer. And sometimes to do that, you couldn't always get designated reservations. Took the dirt road off the main road, and they just set up right at the edge of the trees, had a beautiful view of the meadow. And that night...
Their first night was peaceful, but at 2 a.m., their world was violently shaken, literally. They awoke to the terrifying sensation of the entire RV being lifted into the air.
They were asleep, but they awoke to the sensation of the back of their RV being lifted up. Crazy, right? And they could feel the sensation, and then the RV kind of dropped back down. Not too hard. And they were thinking, what is this, an earthquake or a tremor or something? What are we missing here? This is weird. And this is 2 a.m. in the morning. Then it happened again. And so Ken gets out of bed in the now tilted floor of the RV, and he kind of stumbles towards the front of the RV, reaches over the driver's seat, and he lays on the horn 3 times.
In a panic, Ken looked out the window. What he saw made him scream and fall back in terror. His wife, Jody, saw it too, a massive, hairy silhouette with reflective eyes. It was not a bear. It was not a man.
And he could hear footsteps walking around the back of the RV. Judy is just totally in fear, and as she's looking at Ken, she looks back over at the window that was now partially open, and she could see this large shape just for a moment staring at them and then turn. And she described it as just a silhouette, but she could see some reflection in the eyes. Totally freaked out. And she described it as maybe looking like Swamp Thing, except with hair and not all the swampy mess or whatever Swamp Thing is. And she just saw it for just a moment, but this is what Ken looked right into the face of.
As they hid in terror, they heard something even more chilling than the attack itself. A strange, deep dialogue mixed with animalistic sounds, as if two creatures were communicating just outside their door.
It goes, quiet, quiet. And they listened, and they could hear outside what sounded like dialogue between two people, but it was like foreign dialogue. And it was the strangest thing because it was almost kind of casual, but it was very deep. This deep sounding.
They found hard to see footprints in the morning, but the most profound evidence was their shared conviction that what they had seen was not a bear or a human.
Went out to check on what was going on out there. They did find some footprints. Really hard to see. The ground was packed. They took some pictures and they just didn't turn out very well in the photos because the ground was so packed. And Judy mentioned that she felt like if Ken wasn't there, she might not have believed it even happened.
For Ken and Jody, the memory of that night was so surreal, they felt that without each other as witnesses, they might never have believed it happened at all.
You know, it is one of those mysterious things. Very intriguing, though. For me, it's very intriguing, and I think for a lot of you it is too. It's very intriguing that we find footprints and there's people with encounters and we got some footage here and there, and yet we never found an actual body or skeletons, things like that. So it's a mystery. It's very intriguing.
Some encounters leave more than just physical evidence. They leave an indelible mark on the soul, a permanent reminder that some mysteries are not meant to be solved. This incredible story was brought to life by the channel Basecamp Chris. Feel free to check his channel for more of his videos. If you're enjoying this video, I need a small favor from you. Just support with a like and subscribe. And if you find the hidden word in the video, share it in the comments. Okay, back to the video. Some of the greatest adventures aren't the ones we plan, but the ones that unfold when we listen to that little voice inside. A solo wild camping trip to one of Ireland's most beautiful and treacherous mountains, the Devil's Backbone, took a turn that led to the most unexpected reward.
So I'm here just up beside Fanad Lighthouse, I hope I'm saying that correct, which is over this direction. But I'm just checking out this old building. And there is what I've came to see. Fanad, I really hope I'm saying that correct, Lighthouse. Now I think you have to pay to go on down in further to like the lighthouse grounds. I'm not sure if you can go inside or what the deal is, but I'm gonna find out.
The adventure began with a tour of the beautiful Donegal coastline. The journey took us past historic landmarks like the Fa Lighthouse and a beach once voted one of the most beautiful in the world. Each stop was a reminder of the raw, untamed beauty of the landscape that awaited.
The Stalker, I think that's how you say it, beach in Donegal. This is a blue flag beach. I think it was once voted like the second most beautiful beach in the world. I really hope I'm saying these names right. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm on the Knockalla Coast Road. It's Knockalla that I am climbing tonight and camping on. So it's also known as the Devil's Backbone.
The destination was a place of legend, Nak Allah, known as the Devil's Backbone. The plan was to camp on the peak, overlooking the two bottomless black lakes. Despite the scorching heat and a heavy pack, the view of the lakes was all the motivation needed to push forward.
And hiking does not go hand in hand. It's a tough enough hike up this with your backpack and the heat, but I know just up there, once I get up there, I'm going to be able to see the two locks. And I am a sucker for a big body of water. A big mixture of terrain up here. We're on now to more of a mucky path, and I'm hoping, as you can tell, I'm extremely out of breath.
Reaching the summit, a sudden sense of unease set in. It wasn't a feeling of danger, but a deep knowing that this wasn't the right place to camp.
I am on my way back the way I came. Why, you may ask? I just wasn't feeling it. Do you know, when I was up there, like looking down at the bar, like that's what I came to see, that's what I wanted to see, that's where I wanted to camp. And I just wasn't feeling it. Something told me no. And I always believe, trust your gut, trust that little voice in your head. Now, it wasn't telling me anything bad was going to happen, but I just...
The hiker listened to that little voice, abandoned the plan, and made the decision to descend the mountain. This pivotal moment, a simple act of trusting their gut, would change everything.
Location. To be honest, I don't quite fancy this massive hike back tomorrow. It's to be even hotter tomorrow. And see, camping for me, it's not about getting to the highest campsite. It's not about, like, I don't know. I'm not out here to show off or try and compete for the best spots. I just want a nice chill camp, and I couldn't see me having it there. Extremely windy, and I knew I was going to have this big hike back in the morning. And drastic turn, I'm in a caravan park, and I've just woke up on the big campsite, and you've got a view of Knockalla Mountains from the campsite. But look. I've grabbed my drone and I'm heading to the beach. Since the camera's not doing this justice, there's a big white horse. This view, the other side is a pure full moon. I wish I had the better camera or a better phone on action thingies, or a proper photographer's camera, because this sky is incredible. Like, this isn't even doing it justice, guys.
After a long night, the hiker woke up at 4:30 a.m. to a view of the very mountain they had abandoned. But it was the other side of the view that offered the real magic. A stunning, otherworldly sunrise and a herd of majestic horses on the beach. The simple campsite, a last-minute decision, provided a moment of pure beauty that would have been missed entirely had the original plan been followed.
Much, but I think that's why. I think my body knew that I wasn't 100% well, and just to come down off the mountain.
This journey was captured by the creator Natalie Outdoors. Sometimes the greatest adventure isn't about conquering a peak, but about having the wisdom to turn around. It's about understanding that the best views aren't always from the top, but often found in the quiet, unexpected moments of peace we grant ourselves. Before we continue, I need a quick favor from you. Tap like, hit subscribe for more videos like this. And when you find the hidden word in this video, write it in the comments. Okay, back to the video. Tonight's story is a chilling reminder that the woods hold more than just peace and quiet.
This video you're about to watch is honestly insane. I'm gonna start the video off and I'm gonna edit it like normal, but once stuff starts to happen, I'm gonna leave it completely uncut.
It's the tale of a solo camper whose serene trip takes a terrifying turn, forcing him to make a snap decision that could be the difference between a scary night and a truly dangerous one.
Alright guys, I just got dropped off with all my stuff, but I was walking just barely with my stuff and I heard a giant crash over there, over in that direction. It literally sounded like a tree falling over. I don't know what that was. I just really hope there's not people in this forest, because that actually scared me so. I just heard sticks now. I'm not even kidding. I literally think I just heard a gunshot. I don't know if that picked up on camera. I hope it did.
The trip began with a sense of unease. Right away, weird things started to happen. The first sign was a giant crash, like a tree falling, that sent a shiver down his spine. Later, while setting up camp, a stick broke nearby, followed by a sound that made his heart stop, a gunshot. He tries to rationalize it, but an undeniable feeling of being watched begins to settle in. This is his first time camping alone in the woods, and he's starting to feel the nerves.
This is gonna be my home for the next 24 hours. I found this nice little flat area here. Alright, and just like that, 5 minutes later, the tent is complete. Away from the mosquitoes. As you can see, I brought blankets, I brought a pillow. Over in this corner, we have some miscellaneous stuff, like GoPro, camera bag, and the bag for the tent. And here, we've got my dinner. We've got spaghetti and meatballs, maple bacon, baked beans, and water.
After a long day, he finally finished setting up his tent and his bed. He shows off his supplies, including a flashlight and a knife for a bear attack. But what he doesn't realize is that the real threat may not be a wild animal at all.
2 a.m. and I just heard footsteps outside of the tent. Literally woke me up. It was so loud. They went away though. It is so dark out.
The worst is yet to come. Waking up suddenly in the middle of the night at 2 a.m., he hears it. Footsteps. They were so loud, they literally woke him up. He calls out, "Hello," but gets no response. The footsteps circle his tent, and he can feel his fear turning into panic. He knows he can't stay here.
Being here. I am not sleeping here. I'm shaking so bad. I'm packing my stuff and I'm getting out of here.
Shaking with fear, he makes a difficult choice, to pack up and escape. He forgets he's even recording as he frantically packs his valuables, abandoning his bike and tent to get out of the forest as fast as he can. He later retrieves his gear in the morning, but the chilling memory of that night remains.
After I cut the camera, I put my camera in my backpack and got all my valuables. I got on my bike and I left the forest as fast as possible, leaving my camp still set up, and then I went back and picked it up in the morning.
He fled, leaving his campsite behind, too terrified to look back. The original footage of this terrifying night was captured by the creator, Exploring with Owen. Some encounters offer no answers, only a simple primal command: run. This case serves as a chilling reminder that the most frightening thing in the dark is often the things that walk like us, but refuse to show themselves. If you're enjoying this video, I need a small favor from you. Just support with a like and subscribe. And if you find the hidden word in the video, share it in the comments. Okay, back to the video.
Something definitely walking around out there. I don't know what it is though.
Deep in the forests of North Yorkshire, a lone camper begins to realize he isn't alone. What follows is one of the most unsettling overnight encounters ever documented.
From this tree to this tree, we've got some nice overhanging branches that are gonna keep us nice.
The trip began calmly. A hammock, a tarp, and the still silence of the woods. But silence in the forest can be deceiving.
Creepy, undiscovered, unexplainable, mysterious cryptids that may be in the area. And the way we do that is with a Native American flute. Now we all know that the Native Americans have massive ties, huge links to cryptids, right? Bigfoot being one of them. Now I have noticed something while playing this flute, and this is really, really bizarre. But whenever I play the flute, shortly after there is a buzzard. Like a huge buzzard above, and if that's curious enough to make its way in, then who knows what else is.
To draw curiosity, he plays a Native American flute. He's noticed a pattern, Shortly after he plays, a buzzard circles above. If a bird is curious, what else might be? Ancient cultures understood sound as power. Some chambers were tuned to resonate at 432 Hz, a tone many describe as feeling like home. In a charged forest, sound could do more than echo. It could invite.
Where the gas comes out of and what I thought was happening, what's happening. So basically the spark was not in contact with the holes where the gas comes out. It was kind of just hitting the frame, if that makes sense. So I was trying to tweak the igniter, and then I'd put more gas on, I'd keep clicking, waiting for it to ignite, and I was just about to give up hope. I cranked the gas up a little bit more, moved the igniter slightly a bit to the left, clicked, I was like, Jesus Christ.
When the igniter finally caught, it wasn't gentle. A flash, a shock, and a reminder. In the woods, even simple things bite back.
It's really dry. It just takes one individual to drive through, toss a glass bottle out of their car, and then along comes a sunny day, and the sun's rays hit this glass bottle at the right angle, and whoosh, it all goes up into a blaze. So the firefighters have been up on the moors for the last 6 days trying to tackle this blaze. The smoke has drifted over an 80-mile radius, and from what I was reading yesterday, they're saying that some of the terrain will never recover. It'll never be the same again. You can only imagine what impact that's had on wildlife, and if it's anything to go by reading the articles that I was reading yesterday, some of them have really badly been hit by these fires.
Wildfire rewrites the map. When habitat burns, animals and other things move. Reports surged figures on 2 feet crossing scorched ground where nothing should stand.
I thought I heard talking about 2 minutes ago. Literally froze dead in my tracks.
He kills the light and listens. 2 male voices close, conversational where no one should be.
And I heard what sounded distinctively like 2 males in conversation. So I quickly tipped my torch up and stuck the bulb end.
At night, smart choices turn on you. Low branches become scrapes. Raindrops become footsteps. And every direction sounds like someone's approaching.
Logically, I thought, well, if it rains, I've got natural cover. But the flip side of that is that now all these low-laying limbs are whacking on the side of the tarp. They're rustling across the ground. The rain's hitting off them from all different directions around me, and it's just really sending me into a state of anxiety, because you can't see more than 3 meters in front of you where I am, but the leaves are out there touching the floor, and it sounds like there's noises coming in from all different directions. So what seems like a good idea in the day, terrible at night, especially when trying to keep the calm. And there's something out there, guys, and I'm not even bullshitting you right now. I just went for a little walk, only about 10-15 meters away from the camp, but it felt like something was matching my footsteps. Now, I'm not saying that this is something weird. I'm not. Please don't think that. I'm just documenting what I'm feeling and what I've experienced.
He moves, something moves with him. Not fleeing, not afraid, just pacing.
If it's a deer, it's the bravest deer I've ever seen out in the wild. Because it wasn't trying to get away from me. But that was someone definitely walking through the woods. No question about it.
By morning, the feeling lingers. Maybe these phenomena overlap natural, paranormal, something in between. All he knows is he made it through.
But just because it felt more paranormal doesn't mean it was. In fact, all these phenomena could be tied. They could all be linked anyway. So sometimes the cryptid phenomenon might feel extraterrestrial, and so on and so forth. It was an awesome night though, full of creepy vibes,
The patterns
made
are
it.
there for those brave enough to look. The truth doesn't wait for permission to be seen. Please, I'd like you to do me a favor. Kindly like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support really helps me keep making more. There are hidden words inside this video. If you spotted them, tell me in the comments.